Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Delightful Creations. I'm Amber, and today I'm back to play with my journal kit that I have made. I have went ahead and cut out all of my ephemera pieces, and they are sitting over here off to the side because we're not going to need those for quite a while. And I've got my 10 pages for my journal kit, and I have a glassine bag, brown one. I have my ribbon here that I'm going to use as my bookmark, I decided. And then I picked out a selection of other papers from my stash that I want to use in this journal. I want to have around 15 pages. And so I've got a music page. I want to use one of my jelly print pages that I made last year, and I'm not sure which one. And then another one I'll use for probably tags or a belly band, just so that you don't just see this random crazy paint page in there. And I have 3 that are pretty similar. I feel like this one is darker, and these ones were made at the same time, so I'm more than likely to use these 2. Since this is more of a darker red and it has more of a peachy tone into it, but we do have a little bit of peach here, so this one works really, really good for that. But it also looks nice with these, so I don't know which one of these I'm going to use, but definitely one for an actual page. I have a coffee dyed paper that I purposely splattered some coffee rims onto, and then I have a large ledger side because I want to make this one be my flip out because that's fun. Plus I like the crinkle. And then I've got a yellow ledger paper, and then I have my giant calendar page. I actually went through all of my calendars, and I have this particular print twice. The difference is the second print of this calendar, it's a completely different calendar, but it has the same photo, is it's shifted a little bit more this way. And so you don't see this part of the fence. You see over here, you see more mountains that have a lot more of orange and green trees over here on another mountain. And I chose not to use that one because I feel like there's enough orange in here. And I'm going to cut off all this blue sky, so you probably won't see any of that. And then I just grabbed this map page just because it's a nice neutral tone. It does have some text in there, some interest, and again, I might not use it. I might go ahead and feel like I really need to have more coffee dyed papers, or maybe because this is the only actual image page, maybe I'll grab another one. But that's what I planned. And then while I was deciding on what I wanted to do for my cover, I actually printed off, okay, so when I printed off my kit, I wanted to have a couple pages a little thicker. So these are the thin ones, and I'm going to sew a page on the back of this. So like maybe this one gets coffee dyed, or maybe this one will get the jelly print. I'm not certain, but I know that it's going to have a back. The chicken, or the rooster, I'm sorry, Mr. Rooster, I printed him on thicker paper. And so this is 28-pound paper, and that's just so that it's a little thicker, and I can still like add a pocket or color or stamp or whatever I want to do without having to feel like I need to make this a more quality paper. I also did that to this page. This one is a little bit thicker. And then to this one, I printed again, and I actually printed this one twice because the first time it did it, for some reason it printed the background page as black and white, and I don't know why it did that. So I have this page here, and then I have this extra black and white one. Or grayscale. So I won't be using that. And I already cut an extra page of this one out on accident from before when I was test printing. So that one's extra. With the extra one of the fox and the boots, I went ahead and I cut it down to a 6-inch piece, 6 inches, and then I did a trifold and sewed around it so that I have a little notebook that I'm going to probably pop into a pocket, possibly, or it might even go like onto the bag because I really don't need all the writing space, but I do like it, so it might be inside the bag. I don't know, but I have this page to work with, whoops, as well as a nice, not a page, but this piece that I made for my handmade ephemera. And then I also used the collage page that I didn't like because it was so muted, but I decided to use it as big giant tags or journal cards, or maybe this will be turned into a belly band. I had intended for it to be a journal card, so I sewed it on the back of the ledger paper so I could journal. So I've got 2 of those. And then with the third piece, because this was the 8.5 by 11, I sewed onto this page, which I had an extra one because I printed, again, like Mr. Rooster, we have a double of him. So I had an extra one of these, and I took the other page of the collage and, sorry, I forgot to mute my phone, and glued it, or sew it to this side, and then I made a pocket up here. And so I was kind of thinking I was going to use this to tuck inside the journal, but because it's the full length of the journal, and I don't want to cut it down, I'm probably going to use it as an actual page in the journal, and then we'll just see this twice, which is really interesting that you see both of these on the same page, because in the actual kit, you only see one on one page and one on the other. But I may change my mind. I may end up just putting this in a different journal, but that's the plan, okay? So my cover I've been working on, and I haven't finished it because I wanted to show you guys really quick. My cover is out of cereal box, and it was the pumpkin spice mini wheats, frosted mini wheats, super good cereal. And I didn't want it to have this huge, geez, I don't even know. I think it was like, oops, 2-inch, yeah, solid 2-inch spine. That's just too much for a fall journal. So I wanted it to be a little over an inch. So it's about 1.5 inches. So my actual spine is only right here where you see the pumpkin spice. And so I need to really thicken this edge up so it doesn't bend as much. So, yeah, but this is my fabric I found in my stash. I thought it looks beautiful. It's vintage. It has all of the colors that I'm going to be using. And then I needed to decide if I was going to use the same fabric on the inside, and I decided not to because, again, I need to thicken this page up here. So I was going to use this one, and I really liked that it was brown and it has plaid. And then when I read the name on there, it's called Grandparents Collection. It's called Grandpa's Shirt. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to use Grandpa's Shirt, but I can't make it work without putting something across the middle, and then that makes my spine weak. So I didn't think that I had 2 pages of this. I went back and looked. Of course I did, after I cut. So this will be used in my page, in my journal, probably for pockets or belly bands, or maybe journal cards. So I really like it. And yeah. So I chose textured paper, textured cardstock, which I thought was really cool. And it's going to sit somewheres about here. Just really, really thin edge around the outside of this fabric here. And I really like the darkness. It's like chocolatey richness. I mean, just some yumminess. And then I'm going to have my ribbon be underneath here. I've already glued it down and I took it back out because I realized, hey, you got to put this in there first. So this is going to be down the middle, and just look, it just makes that gold ribbon just super shiny, and I love it. So that is the plan for this. And then over the center of this, I'm going to add another strip of fabric just to even beef up my spine and reinforce it a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my cover off camera and get my pages cut down to the right size, or at least around the right size. And then I'll come back and we'll continue filming from that point. Okay, so I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alrighty, I basically have my skeleton of my journal completed. I'm so happy. So the cover is done, and I have my pages cut and put in order. So here is the inside. She's all nice and sturdy. And I'm going to go ahead and just add the fabric to that later. I ran out of time today to craft on there, so I will be finishing this up tomorrow. But I'm really excited that it's nice and firm, thick. I can tell where that bend was at in the cardboard, but I'm planning on wrapping this with some lace or something else. And then, of course, I could also make sure that my fabric goes across the inside a little bit longer to cover over that too. And I really wanted to add on some of these book corners, but I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and sew first and then do the book corners. We'll see. So this is the bare bones of my journal. I ended up switching quite a few of the pages around, and I decided to do 2 signatures first of all. So there's 16 pages in here, all the pages from the kit, and a lot of them I backed. And as you can see, we've got sewing and just a lot of beautiful stuff. So let's take a quick flip through here. So this is going to be the front, the very first page, and then I put in this vintage textbook from a children's book, Munich. And I chose that because on the back it has a picture of Van Gogh sunflowers, and I thought that would be really beautiful. So on here I'm probably just going to stick a pocket or something to cover that up. And same here. I just wanted it to say Van Gogh's flowers, and then be able to see that on the back half. got a coffee dyed page here with a doily. Since I don't have a doily in here, I found a really pretty scrapbook paper that I turned into a pocket page so that my first signature and my last signature both get a pocket page. And I chose this one because it has this light pink in it, which matches beautifully with these roses here. Just a subtle little, actually it's more like a purple, a violet. And then I've got this page here next to my wood grain and my little fox in the front, of course, because he's my favorite. I chose my music paper to go with this one because I think it looks really nice. And then I'm going to have this pocket here, and I actually meant to have it go on the other side, but then the music notes are all upside down and that would drive me crazy. So I'm going to have a pocket here and then a pocket here. And I could switch this one, so I might end up flipping it. But I can't, I don't know if I can flip the robin on the other page, on the other signature. I have my squirrel page next. This is blank because I wrote on here I'm going to collage here, and that'll look really nice with this, oh my gosh, coffee dyed paper. And I chose this for my middle in this one, this really pretty calendar page, and then we just flip back through here. So this is a country song, and I wanted it next to the boots. I did that on purpose, super excited about that, kind of a little country, you know, fall country, just really feeling it for sure. And just there's the Van Gogh flowers, and I thought that was really pretty. And I think what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to flip this around so that the doily is next to these flowers. I think I like that better. Okay. And then the back of it, I chose to add this scrapbook paper in the back just to beef up this one, and that really added quite a bit of structure to that. And then we're going to have this side by side in the journal. So you have a little bit of pretty here, and then our Mr. Rooster, so handsome, oh my gosh. My ledger paper right off the bat. Then we have our deer, and after my deer is my crazy paper. Is the crazy mixed media paper. There we go, there she is. And I didn't actually mean to sew these two together. When I had set them aside, I meant for them to face each other so that when you turned the page, you would have seen something along the lines of this. So that you would see the deer, deer with the mixed media was what I was wanting to do, and I got carried away with all of the sewing that I accidentally sewed them together. So that's what we're working with. And I think it'll work out fine because it's going to sit here, and this is going to be the collage page on this one. And here's my pen, my pencil, and I'm going to write that on here so that I know what I'm doing. Collage. Okay. And then I have my flowers, coffee dyed. It kind of tones down after that. The leaf, I love the leaf. And this one I left blank. I know I have 2 white pages in this one and not in the other one, and that's because this one has an extra digital page because I used the background page on one of the other pages and sewed it. So there's only 4 technical pages of digital kit. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this one, but we'll figure it out. And then coffee dyed, and then my calendar. And I chose this calendar for this one. I was really deciding between this one and the other one when I was originally going to do a 1 signature, but it was just way too bulky, and I didn't like the way it felt being as one big fat signature. Because of how, you know, beefy the last one was, the one I'm using this year. And so this one here is just sweet. It's cabin. It's really rustic-y feel. It's got that country kind of going on over here, and with the leaves, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So that's just like, whoo, in your face. So this is the pocket page on this one. It's on this side of it. And that's why I can't turn it around, because I don't think I'm going to be able to fold this mixed media page without it like cracking or maybe ripping this one. So I'm going to leave it. But yeah, I'm really excited to have a play with that. That might be the challenge page of the year there. So anyways, and at the back we're going to have Country Kitchen, and it will look like this in here. And I think that looks really nice, really subtle. I'll probably add, I don't like adding pockets to the back page. They just seem to catch. I don't know. So I'll probably have a pocket back on the back, and maybe one on the front. Probably on the front, because I can't really journal on here. I mean, I could, but I don't. It's so pretty, I don't want to. So this is the journal. The next thing I'm going to do off camera is glue on my fabric strip, and then I'm going to bind this in. And then I'll come back and show you. Actually, I might, and then I'm going to sew my cover, add the corners, just basically finish off the cover, maybe add the pockets before I film again. I'm not sure when that will be. And I was thinking maybe do tabs, but I haven't decided yet, just because I don't really want it to be sticking out. I'm thinking, since it has this nice bookmark that I'm probably going to have a closure going around the side instead of, I was going to try to, what is that called? Eyelet closure this. I might still try that. There's still plenty of room in here, space that I was originally planning to do an eyelet, but we'll see. We'll see what we do. So anyways, that's how far I am right now. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I can't wait to see you in the next video, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, every guys.